Hey everybody, long time no see. Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today I'm bringing you another tier list, and this is going to be for Call of Duty Zombies. This includes Treyarch, non-Treyarch maps, except for Exo Zombies, because it's been so long since I played it, and I can't remember anything about it besides pain. Um, so I'm not going to be trying to rank those, but yeah, I'm someone who's been really big into zombies ever since World at War. Basically, I've been playing for a very long time. Shout out! I want to give a shout out to my cousin Cole for really introducing me to a lot of these maps, especially like BO3 and beyond. Um, he really introduced me to um, a lot of those maps. So yeah, and we still play zombies a lot, and still talk about zombies a lot. So something we're pretty passionate about. So this will be very interesting. So I'm not the way I'm ranking these is just purely on personal enjoyment. So there's not trying to be objective in any type of way. I'm not really including Easter eggs into these because I've only done some of these. I think I've done a few on BO3, a few on BO2, a few on BO1, all of the Cold War ones, and that's about it. So I'm not going to include, and add that to my ranking of them at all. So this is basically just me going in, playing, solo with my friends. How much fun do I enjoy the map based on, map design, all those type of different things. So without further ado, let's get started with Nocturne Toten. Um, yeah, Noct is still, I think, fun to play. Um, however, it's kind of one of those things where it's kind of you get on, you play it, and it's not something you jump back into for a while afterwards. But the original World at War Noct is, definitely fun to go for high rounds on, and it has great atmosphere. Outside of that, not a whole lot going on. I'm gonna put it in D. It'll probably be towards the top of D. Um, Definitely not bad. Definitely enjoyable, but it's Nocturne Toten. Like it's really bare bones. So, uh, not much. Not a whole lot of replay value for it. Verrucht. It's kind of funny because this is also really bare bones. It just has, perks and traps and stuff like that. That's basically the only thing it added. But for some reason, like, Verrucht's a map I really do enjoy. I really just enjoy the hectic nature of it and just getting on and just by round 10, you're basically running for your life on this map. It's just a lot of fun. It's like this adrenaline shot every time you play it, and really great atmosphere on this map. Possibly still the scariest zombies map. Definitely up there. Um, hmm. It's either going an A or B. Um, I don't know. It's tough. It's really tough. I'm gonna put it in B. It is a map that I do really enjoy playing every once in a while just for that, like I said, just adrenaline shot. Um, Shinonuma. Um, Shinonuma's low key, like, probably the most influential map on World at War. And a lot of people say it's Nerys because it has Pack-a-Punch and stuff like that, but Shinonuma, like, a lot of maps have taken from the layout of Shinonuma, like Shadows of Evil, 9, uh, Zombies in Spaceland, where you have, like, one central hub, and then you have branching off paths and stuff like that. Uh, Plus you get, zombie dogs and stuff like that. You get the first wonder weapon. it did a ton for zombies. I do enjoy it more than Noct, but definitely not as much as Verruct, so I'm gonna put it at C. My favorite version of it is actually the Zombies Chronicles version. I think they did a great job at really giving the map that like life. Whereas the other versions kind of just you're in a swamp, but it feels just like dead. Um, but yeah, Shinuma Darius. You know, not going to be controversial here. Darius is the best map on World of War. Pretty much everybody agrees with that. Um, it's just such a great layout, man. Like, has probably the most iconic camping spot in all of Zombies on the catwalk. Yeah, man, just great atmosphere. And like I said, the standout is the layout of the map is just phenomenal. So yeah, this one goes straight up into A tier, no questions about it. Phenomenal map, still holds up to this day. Jesus. Duran Fong. Yeah, I don't know if I have to elaborate on this. Vanguard Zombies was a disaster. There it's kind of like it's a real shame because like some of the like I think if Duran Fong like the area were a round based zombies map, I think it would have been kind of cool. Like I really like the areas and I like the map visually, but like yeah, it's just you're playing Duran Fong, so uh yeah, and then you have Terra Maledicta, which I'll put below that because it's just more of the same. And this is supposed to be the Egypt map, and it just looks like a random desert. Like you could be in Arizona or like California or something, and you wouldn't know the difference. But you're supposed to be in Egypt, and it's just visually unappealing. It looks awful. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say, man. Like I said, it's a disaster. Shianuma on Vanguard, however, was pretty good. I do really like the added areas to it. Felt sort of what Cold War did with D Machine, but not quite. But I'll put it up in C there. I think. Um, it's the best the Vanguard has to offer, which is shocking to say, but yeah, it's still not great. It's just Shinonuma, but a little bit expanded. Um, and at nighttime, which was a cool little addition too, I think. The Archon is literally Terra Maledicta, but with a green filter over it. Just absolutely the cheapest and most lazy thing that Zombies has ever done. It's literally the exact same map, but with a green filter. And I the only thing you could say is at least you didn't have to pay for it, but it's still re-releasing the same content twice. I just it baffles me. Like just for that alone, it's such a visually unappealing map too. It's just like puke green. Like it is just ugly, ugly. Just disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Kino der Toten. The best zombies map of all time. Just kidding. But Kino definitely gets too much hate, for sure. Um, people like to put it, down here these days just to kind of push back against like what casuals rated at, and it's usually up here somewhere. And it's a really good map. Like it's really well laid out. Gave us the Thunder Gun, 115 is one of the best Easter egg songs. Nova Crawlers, I actually like these, like the regular Nova Crawlers, just any variation of them, I think have just been awful. Um, but yeah, Kino's a really good time. I think I'll put it here. It's definitely not like, it's not amazing. It's not overrated. I think it's actually getting to the point where it's being underrated now by all the big zombies YouTubers and stuff. But yeah, Kino, I think high B, low A, either one of those works. But yeah, I think it's still a really good time. Oh, we have five. Five, man. This is a very like complicated map for me to talk about because I do think it's the worst map on BO1. However, it's by far not a bad map. It's just very fundamentally flawed, where it's just a super close quarters map where you can't train. You just basically have to run for your life the entire time. And the Wonder Weapon sucks. Winter's Howl is one of the worst Wonder Weapons of all time. Then you have the Pentagon Thief, which will just come and just steal your weapon if you don't kill him in time. It does give you a bonfire cell, so I guess there's that. But, yeah, man, the Thunder Gun really should have been in this map. Like, the fact that, the counter to this map is, oh, we'll give him the Winter's Howl, that'll help him survive. No. No, it doesn't. There really is... The best weapons on this map are the freaking crossbow upgraded, and the Mustang and Sally's, honestly, are the best thing your best bet to survive on this map for high rounds. But it is still such a cool setting. Love the characters. Yeah, one of the best like premises for a zombies map still. I'm gonna put it in low B. This is gonna be like a B minus map for me. I still really enjoy playing it. Again, it is just like a total adrenaline shot when you play it. It's just so much fun. But it is a very flawed map. And like I said, I think the worst BO1 has to offer. Ooh, man, Ascension. Now, oh, man. Ascension's actually a map that I, like, used to think was, like, really boring. And then just kind of when I started playing zombies again, like, heavily, man, I adore this map. It's absolutely fantastic. I think, sure, it's pretty easy with all of the trading spots and, the thunder guns on this map, and you get PhD, and BO3 is even easier. Of course, you get Gobblegums and Widow's Wand and all that stuff. Plus, you can just use nukes to kill all the space monkeys, but I really do think BO1 actually does some low-key, really smart things to kind of counterbalance that. I actually think the space monkeys are one of the better special enemies in zombies, based on what the map needed. And if it was just regular dogs on Ascension, it would be so easy. But you have to worry about, losing your perks and having to rebuy your perks. And that kind of, adds a bit of challenge to, a map where you can just train on for forever, basically. And also, I love how the zombies, like, roll out of the way and stuff like that on BO1 zombies, make it a little bit harder to hit them. So, yeah, but this map is just, like, one of the best maps to just get on and really learn how to train. the spot, by the the main kind of area. You guys know where I'm talking about, where PhD and Windows Line are. That's my favorite training spot in all of Zombies. But yeah, without further, enough talking about it. This gets A tier for me, and I do put it above Derice. I also love how it starts out black and white, and I wish BO3 would have done that, although BO3's remaster of it is just gorgeous. But yeah, enough gushing about Ascension. Adore that map. But not as much as I adore this next map. Call of the Dead is S tier for me. I have always loved Call of the Dead, man. It's such a unique map. Of course, just always having to be on the move. You got George Romero coming around, and I think the layout of this map is just one of the best in Zombies history, maybe even the best. Uh, I love just about everything about this map. Like, I actually really like the fog as well, which is something people, is one of the downsides a lot of people say about the map, but I think it adds this really cool atmosphere to the map and makes it a little bit more scary. But this map is really hard. You got the Call of the Dead sprinters as well, and I forgot to mention that about Verrucht with its sprinters. But yeah, man, Call of the Dead, super cool. Too bad the VR11 is terrible, but the Scavenger's fun. But yeah, Call of the Dead, just unreal map, I think so. Shangri-La, another one from BO1 that I absolutely love. Shangri-La goes into A tier for me, again, above Derice. I know a lot of people probably disagree with that, but man, Shang is just one of the most visually stunning Zombies maps. We all know that. And I love the location. Like, I just love the underground mine area mixed with, like, the jungle area. It has a strong, Indiana Jones vibe to it. I actually don't love the baby gun. It is a lot better on BO1, where you can just really smoothly run through the zombies, the babies, I guess. But I find it to be a little bit overrated. It's still a really good wonder weapon, but not one of my favorites, definitely. But man, Shang, I love the freaking napalm zombies, love the shrieking zombies. They just add such terror to this map that's already really close quarters and really, hard map. But yeah, I just love Shang. Love Shang. And then you have Moon, which I also love. Yeah, I mean, Moon's another one that really had to grow on me. I hated this map at first. But just the more you play it, the more you realize, this really is like the first big step forward for zombies, and kind of made zombies what it is today, this map. And yeah, the wave guns are super fun. Probably my favorite wonder weapons on BO1, I would say so. Where to put Moon? Moon either goes in low A or high B. I'm gonna give it high B. I'll put it above Kino as well. But yeah, Moon's just a lot of fun. The astronaut's annoying. The excavators can be annoying, but it's just really cool. Yeah. I mean, we all know Moon. Speaking of great, we have Transit. Again, I don't know what to do with Transit, because, like, Transit is so bad. Like, it is such a fundamentally flawed map. Like, just everything about it is just flawed. Really, the Pack-a-Punch system is just the worst. Like, the feeling of putting the turbine down and then going to town, and then the Pack-a-Punch not being open is just pain. Like, it's really the only way you can describe it. Of course, you got the jet gun that you use for like 10 seconds and it breaks. And then you have to go find all the spots again. Uh, there being no guns, no weapons to have in town is just criminal. God, but like, this map when you're playing multiplayer is like, it's almost one of those things you just have to laugh at it. Like, it is just, it's fun to play just because of how bad it is. It's kind of that, like, guilty pleasure type zombies map. It's still getting a D tier for me. It is still really bad, but, you know, you get on with your friends, you just have a fun time laughing at how awful everything is about the map. And some maps are just so bad, they're boring. Transit isn't boring. Oh, you do have to say that. Transit is not boring. It's just, man, transit is transit. That's probably the best way to describe it. Then you have Bus Depot. Is this even a map? Like, God. I'll put it like there. Yeah, you open a door and it's an even more stripped down version of Nocturne Toten, if that's even possible, but it is. Yeah, I mean, they really should have made, like, the bare bones area, like, diner or something. I don't know. I get what they were going for with Bus Depot, making it be, like, this really challenging survival map, but, I mean, who has any amount of fun playing Bus Depot? And you have Farm, which I actually kind of like playing Farm a little bit. I don't know what it is about it, but like that to me, like Farm to me is like it's decent to get on for a little challenging time every once in a while, but other than that, like there's not much to it. It does have perks, so you can say that. But I'll put Farm in D. Actually, I'll put it below Transit. Like you can get on and you can. You know, it's similar to Noct, kind of, where you can just get on and have fun once every year or two on farm, and you don't play it again for a while, but yeah, that's that. And then we have Town, which is definitely the best version of all the survival maps. I do think Town gets really overrated too. Like, I see a lot of people putting Town up here in A, and I just can't get behind that. For me, Town is like a low B tier map or lower mid B tier map. Don't get me wrong. It is really fun, just kind of survival map. You do have Pack a Punch and stuff like that as well, but yeah, just kind of another one of those maps that is really good to learn how to train and stuff like that. But there's nothing like super special about Town, and I think a lot of people kind of think there is for reasons, but yeah, I mean, it's a good time. It is a good time. Then we have Nuketown. It's been a while since I played Nuketown, so maybe if I played it again, maybe I'd have different feelings, but I just do not like Nuketown. Again, I get what they're going for, making it being a really hard, challenging survival map. I just don't think Nuketown was meant to be a zombies map. I really don't. I don't think the map flows well at all. Yeah, this has been a map that I just never enjoyed playing. And we have Die Rise, which I haven't played in a while either, but kind of the more I think about Die Rise, I used to absolutely hate it. I kind of want to put it somewhere here. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not a great map. All the flaws you hear with Die Rise are pretty much true. There being no PhD on this map really is a killer, and the jumping jacks are just obnoxious. But it does have pretty good. Obviously, the Sliquifier is amazing. There's just something about it where it kind of has a kind of cool layout. Like I do like the verticality. The elevators are a bitch, but um, I want to put it above or below knocked is the question. I'll put it below for now, but I could see me playing it again and putting it up in C tier. Um, yeah, but that's where it's gonna go for now. It's not as bad as some people make it out to be. A lot of people put it, as the worst BO2 map, and I do disagree with that. Think about it more. It definitely has less flaws and more going for it than Transit, for sure. Mob of the Dead. You all know. You all know. Where'd it go? Not in C tier. Absolutely not. Straight up an S. Spoiler, this is my personal favorite Zombies map. What can you say about Mob? I mean, just the perfect atmosphere. Great story. Great kind of characters. The Wonder Weapon's amazing. You got the Hell's Redeemer. Just so many cool things you can do on this map. Pack-a-Punch. The Pack-a-Punch process is amazing. Actually, the one flaw people say is having to, go back and get the plane parts. I really don't mind that at all. It's not like the map is, like, super huge or anything. Like, it's big, but it's not like Shadows of Evil big, I don't think. Um, but, yeah, man. Mob of the Dead, what more could I say about it? It hasn't been said. It's just absolutely perfect in my opinion. Buried, another one, straight up an S tier there, buddy. Ooh, I just played this the other day, man, and this map is just so much fun. I'm actually going to put it above Call of the Dead, which, um, you know, wouldn't be normally where I would have it, but man, everything about this map, man, I just absolutely love. Just the location, the atmosphere, the Wonder Weapon, everything about it's just so cool. The Witch's House, like, man, this map is just. This is like probably for me like the best map to get on and play with friends. Like it is just an absolute blast. Man, there not enough good things I could say about Buried. I actually think, even though Buried usually gets put in A tier, um, I still think that's too low, man. Buried is absolutely no question S tier map for me. Then we have Origins. Again, we're going up an S tier, man. I mean, Origins, man, just so grand, so complex, so awesome. I mean, just the rush to get yourself set up before round 8, before the Panzer comes. There's really nothing like it, man. It's just creates this sense of urgency. The only one thing you can say about it is the Templar zombies attacking power is pretty annoying. That's literally the only negative I can think of for this map. Um, but yeah, Origins, it's pretty much perfect, man. It's amazing. What is this? Extinction? The fuck is Extinction doing in my zombies? Yeah, we'll go to Black Ops 3 with Shadows of Evil. Now, I want people to calm down here. I want people to calm down, because, most people have this up in S, if not number 1, and I understand that. I really do. I get it. I think this map is one of the best made zombies maps of all time. For me though, I am putting it in A tier, and I just, for me, like, especially playing solo, Shadows is a bit much. Like, I just think even just getting Pack-a-Punch open in this map is just pretty tedious. And, I don't make me wrong. I mean, I'm not talking down on this map. The atmosphere is fantastic. The characters, the layout is just amazing. Um, once again, there's just a lot of things to this map. I just do find the setup to be not my favorite thing in the world to do. Even really multiplayer, I still find it to be pretty slow. Then I actually don't feel that way about Origins. Ironically, I know probably people feel the same way about Origins or feel more that way about Origins, but just for me, it is more of a chore to do in Shadows of Evil. But Shadows still an amazing map, man. Still amazing. The Giant. Um, the Giant is the Giant. Um, I'll put it right. I'll put you right there. It's just a Reese with snow. I really think they could have done a lot more with this map. I think they went a bit lazy with it. Um, and that kind of docks it a lot of points for me. So that is why I'm putting it a lot lower than Derice. But again, you still get on it, still have a good time. There's nothing wrong with the map. It's still Derice. It's just could have been a lot more. Could have been a lot more. All right, I want you guys to calm down again. I want you guys to calm down. Again, DE is another one that is a lot of people's number one. And I will say, I do think DE is actually overrated. I wouldn't say that about Shadows. Shadows is more of a personal enjoyment thing for me. I do think DE is a bit overrated, but it is still going up in A tier for me. Just for me, like, DE is pretty unoriginal. Okay, so we have the dragon heads, which is the same thing as the dog heads and Mob of the Dead. Same thing, just recycled. We have the bows, which are basically a carbon copy of the staffs. In Origins, we have the Panzer. A lot of things are just ideas taken from other maps. And, I really think that docks it points a little bit for me. And also, I think I know my cousin says this too, but the location of the castle, I think, could have been done a lot better. I just really don't get much of a castle feel from the map. It really just feels like a 935 base, more so than a castle. And I really would have preferred if they would have, had much more of a medieval type, aesthetic to it, but it doesn't really have that. But don't get me wrong, man, DE is a great map still. I mean, the bows are super fun to make. My favorite being the Void Bow. Still just amazing visually. One of the best maps visually in Zombies, I think so. But yeah, it's great. I think it's a little overrated. I, always kind of roll my eyes when I see it's always in the top 4 with Origins, Shadows, Mob, and this, and, it gets really repetitive seeing the same thing over and over again. But, yeah, DE for me, A tier. Great map, not God tier map. In my opinion, at least. Zetsubo. Zetsubo for me is a map that grew on a lot of people, including myself. This is one my cousin really introduced me to, and this is one that he is really passionate about. And I don't know where this would rank on his list, but it would be pretty high as well for me, man. I'm gonna put it above Ascension. Actually, Zetsubo for me is just phenomenal. Like, visually, maybe the best looking map in Zombies. Just the aesthetic, the vibe, the atmosphere is just absolutely stellar. KT4 is awesome. I know I'm not factoring in Easter eggs. This is my favorite Easter egg that I've done so far. I just love the spider boss fight is just really, really cool, and getting Widow's Wine down there is really cool as well. But yeah, I actually really like the plant system. I think it's something familiar but different. I actually don't mind the Thrashers either. I know they're a bitch on high rounds, but most of the time, you're not going to be in high rounds playing these maps if you're just on with your friends, so it doesn't really bother you. Um, it definitely could have given you like an actual reward for killing them. I will say that, but man, I love Zetsubo. Like, a lot of the complaints people say about this map are just confusing to me, like how much of a chore it is to get the bunker open, which it really isn't. Like, not at all for me. Even solo, I love playing this map, and it isn't a chore at all. But yeah, Zetsubo, fantastic map. I think it's deservedly getting its praise nowadays. It is fantastic, but not as fantastic as GK, which is going up in the S tier. GK is just like the perfect combo of like Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 3, the two best zombies games. It doesn't have the complexity of a Zetsubo or a Shadows. It's a lot more simple, and I just love the grittiness. I love the lockdown. Manglers are really cool. Of course, riding the dragons, awesome. Um, and also one of the best layouts in zombies. So, yeah, this is my favorite map on BO3. I'm putting it above or below Call of the Dead is the question. I'm gonna put it below, just below Call of the Dead. Um, yeah, GK is, you know, I do think it is. I think it's better than DE. I'll just say I think this map has a lot more going for it. Um, a lot more original, and I think the layout's better, and I think the environment's better, and I personally have a lot more, or not a lot more, but I personally have more fun playing it. Revelations. This is gonna piss some people off, but I think Revelations is the most overrated map, or one of the two most overrated maps. This map came out, everybody just said it was a mess and it was unoriginal, and all of a sudden, like, people just started really praising this map, and I don't think it deserves it. I don't even really like this map visually all that much. Like, it just all these colors and it's all over the place. Like, it doesn't have that, like, I guess it's kind of like blue and red, I guess, but it's just I don't I don't love it even visually. And the best parts of the map are Spawn and the Pack-a-Punch. Like, those are really cool, and the rest of it's just, you know, other maps that don't look as good. Um, hmm. Honestly, Rev is going to D tier for me, and it's going to upset some people, but yeah, I'm gonna put it right there. Um, just a very unoriginal map. What can I say? And the layout isn't the best either. Like, this map doesn't have a lot of big positives going for it, I don't think. It's still, you can still get on it, and I don't hate my time playing it. It's still somewhat fun, but like out of BO3, man, I think this is like by far the worst. I think people just give it too much cred just because it's on BO3, and everything on BO3 has to be good. And I just don't see it with this map. I really don't. I don't. Oh boys, Zombies in Spaceland. Absolute banger. This could be my favorite Zombies map. It's really close between this and Mob. I kind of go back and forth, but I'll put Mob ahead just by a little bit. But my god, Zombies in Spaceland is just perfect. It's perfection. Like, name one bad thing about Zombies in Spaceland. Oh wait, you can't, because it is probably the most fun you can have playing a Zombies map, and I kind of do want to put it number one, but again, I'm putting it number two. Like, just the arcade, the whole atmosphere, the layout of the map. It's so cool, man. Like, Infinite Warfare Zombie is one of my favorite iterations of Zombies. And, I just think that their maps have so much character. So, yeah, I absolutely, I love everything about Zombies in Spaceland. Seriously, I do think it possibly is the best Zombies map ever made. And people usually don't rank it as high as me. It's probably because it's not Treyarch, and for that reason alone. But seriously, name one bad thing about Zombies in Spaceland. There is nothing. There's nothing bad you could say about this map. Rave in the Redwoods. One that's kind of all over the place for people. Like, it kind of does have more of a negative, rep to it. And I've never understood that, man. I love Rave in the Redwoods. Yeah, I just think the atmosphere, the kind of I know it's set in the 90s, but really it's more of an 80s slasher type of vibe. I love like the summer camp stuff and the rave area. The Wonder Weapon's cool. The Bigfoots are really cool. Or I guess the Sasquatches, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, man, again, this is a map that I really think gets hate on for no good reason. I don't know. I've never heard someone talk about this map where they say it's bad. They never really give a good explanation. They just say it's worse than Spaceland. Like, yeah, but that doesn't mean it's bad. I think the layout's great. Going in the freaking what's it called? Where you see all the colors and stuff. Rave mode. Going in the rave mode is just amazing. It goes up in A tier for me, and I'm gonna put a little bit above Ascension. I think this map is cool as shit. Yeah, I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Alright, Shaolin Shuffle. Another one that I think gets hated on way too much. I enjoy Shaolin Shuffle. I think it has a really cool atmosphere. I think I really like the layouts. I love like the New York City, the 1970s New York City vibe. I think the Kung Fu is really cool. It's not an amazing map, but I do really enjoy it, and I am going to put it in low B tier for me. I really enjoy Infinite Warfare Zombies, so shoot me. Attack the Radioactive Thing. Again, I could say the exact same thing. I really like Attack the Radioactive Thing. I will say, like, the map is, like, super open. Like, it is a really weird layout, and the map is absolutely massive. It is too big. I think so. It definitely has its flaws, but man, I love the vibe, and that's the thing. love about Infinite Warfare. I love how much character these maps have. And, yeah, I love the I think, yeah, 50s vibe they went for with like the cheesy like B movie monster movies of that era. I think they capture that vibe absolutely perfectly. So for me, I do have a lot of fun playing this. I'm gonna put it right there. Like I said, I really like it. Yeah, shoot me. I I like W. Okay, except this map, Beast from Beyond. One of the most painful setups. Oh god, this map. This pretty much like all of that character from the previous maps are just gone in this one. Like I just I don't know where they went wrong with this one, man. Like they were on such a good streak in my opinion. If they would have closed it out, I think, you know, this would have been probably my second favorite zombies, but instead, Beast and Beyond, man, just it sucks. There's some, you know, it's not F tier, I don't think. Um, but yeah, the freaking cryptids from Extinction, no thank you. It does look pretty decent visually. I do like kind of the outside area of the space station, like all snowy and stuff like that. But it's not great. It's not great. So I will put it above Nuketown though. Okay, so the Final Reich. Final Reich, um, another really good map. Again, most people put this as their best map in World War II, and for good reason. I'm gonna put it. I'll put it right here. Um, yeah, it is. It's really good. Again, this could be another one that could be considered the scariest map in Zombies. Love the gritty World War II vibe, and I love how it's like this kind of like almost peaceful looking village up top, and then you go down below, and it's just this absolute bloodbath. Um, yeah, it's really cool, man. I love Final Reich. Then you have Grossenhaus, which I don't know. Like again, put it here. Um, it's Grossenhaus. You're in a house. You know, you can. It's cool. I like the thing where you can like unlock Pack-a-Punch and make the Pack-a-Punch. No, unlock the box and then make the box weapons Pack-a-Punch. I think that's kind of cool. But it's such a small area. Like you're only gonna play it like once and not play it again for a long time. Like some of the maps down here. But yeah, I mean, it's not horrible. You can get on and somewhat enjoy yourself. Darkest Shore. Uh, I'll put Darkest Shore like low D tier. I do think it is pretty creepy, like how zombies like run out to you from the fog. Um, yeah, I mean it's just really bland layout. Kind of could have been done a lot better. You know, something you could say about a lot of World War II maps, but not the worst thing in the world. Again, you can get on it and, you know, not hate yourself while playing it, I don't think. Shattered Throne, honestly, this is, a lot of people consider this like the second best map in, um, the second best map in World War II. This map just, like, did nothing for me. Like, really, like, I thought it was, like, it's kind of going for, like almost, like, Gerard Kruby type vibe, and it's just so much worse. The Wonder Weapon sucks. Yeah, there's just not a whole lot to talk about for me at this map. I'm putting it down E. I don't like it. I, like, never want to play this map again. Tortured Path, same thing. Jeez. It's basically like a slightly better version of Vanguard, but still really bad. Yeah, World War II zombies, man. Imagine actually. So funny story. I actually bought World War II on sale, probably like I don't want to say like early last year, probably about a year ago from where I'm recording this, and I got it on sale. And I got all the DLCs, like I got the digital whatever deluxe edition. So I got to play all the DLCs for the first time, and after a few days, I ended up getting a refund because, like, yeah, no way is these maps worth money. Like, it's so. Imagine actually paying $15 for every single one of these maps. It's horrible. Don't want to think about that. Now, the Frozen Dawn, I actually didn't mind. Um, Again, it's not great, but I kind of dug the area. I like the ice caves and stuff like that. The melee wonder weapons were kind of cool. Again, it's not great, but I'll put it. Where do I want to put this? I'll put it here, actually. It's not horrible. It gets a passing grade from me. So, I think it's one that if you play it, you'll have an alright time, but not one you have to go out of your way to play. I don't think I missed any. Okay. Voyage of Despair. I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this, but Voyage is another one I really like. It's zombies on the Titanic. I get the layout of the map is really confusing. I still don't know what the hell I'm doing half the time. But visually, this map is awesome. It has a great atmosphere. Yeah, it's just really cool, man. I don't get the overwhelming hate for this map. I don't think this map does anything, particularly super special, but I do really like it overall, so I'm giving it B. I don't care. It gets B from me. Then we have 9, which is another one that's going to be a really unpopular opinion here, but 9, I said Revelations is the most overrated map. I think 9 is probably the other map I was thinking of, which I'd probably say this is the most overrated map. A lot of people have this at the top of A, or like the best BO4 map. Man, I just do not get it. So, the layout of the map is super basic. It's Shinonuma. You have your central area, your branching paths. You do have the underground area. Visually, the map is good looking. I will say that, especially on the underneath area. But man, the special enemies in this map. There's more special enemies than there are regular zombies. You have the tigers. You have the 2 gladiator things that I can't think of. You have the Blightfallers. You have all the Catalyst zombies. My God, it is absolute overload. And the Death of Orion, people do not give it the credit enough for how bad that weapon is. It is so terrible. But, one of the bottom 5 worst wonder weapons that I've used, I think so. Just absolute shit. It's still a really cool location. It's not the worst thing in the world, but man, I cannot agree with the praise this map gets at all. No, I'm not putting it in D. I'm gonna put it right here though. I really just, yeah, I just don't think. I don't think it's a particularly good map. I really don't overall. This map has so many major flaws that people would just gloss over, I guess. Blood of the Dead. I think Blood of the Dead gets a little too much hate. I think visually it looks really good. I do really like some of the things they did with the map. The catwalk is super cool, and just entering Alcatraz for the first time is really cool. The Mount Magat is, I think it's statistically better than the Vitrolic Withering. I think it like kills deeper in the rounds, but it's just so much less fun to use and satisfying. But it's still not bad. But what they did with the Hell's Redeemer in this map like is just unforgivable. Like to like not have it be nearly as powerful as it once was, and they should have given it a big buff considering you have Wraith Fires, and why would you trade in the Hell's Redeemer for? Why would you trade in? Why would you trade in Wraith Fires for the Hell's Redeemer? Where the Wraith Fires have infinite damage, so it has some flaws, man. The key shield is just super lame, man. Like having to slowly go collect souls and use that to turn on power and the map and stuff like that, and use that to do pack a punch. I get it. This map isn't great, but I am gonna put it. I'll put it here. It's not bad. I don't think it's not painful to play. I don't think it's passing. Classified, kind of a map I don't need to talk about a whole lot. I always found the vibe for this map to be super weird, like the music and stuff like that, like the spy espionage music with this like really dark, scary location. I just don't think it mixes very well. The Winter's Howl is better. The teleportation system is better. It is really cool that you go to the starting area for Moon. I think the Pack Punch, that's really cool. I like this map. It is one of the better premise maps in BO4. Probably the second best, in my opinion. I'll put it here. I do like it better than 9. Dead of the Night, man. Just a map that I've always really liked, but it's just grown on me so much. I really love Dead of the Night, man. I love the atmosphere, the location. The Nosferatus are really cool. The werewolves. I just love setting up on this map. I really do. Just kind of it like solving the mystery of unlocking the Alistair's Folly and upgrading it and stuff like that to the Annihilator, and all the steps to do that are just so cool. And then the steak knife, and then the crossbow. So many cool things you can do in this map. I absolutely love it. Again, another map that I see getting a lot of praise, and deservedly so. Now, again, it is kind of divisive though still, but I'm putting it at the top of A tier. Love it, don't care. Have a ton of fun playing that map, solo or with other players. Not as much fun though as I have playing this next map. Ancient Evil to me is the best that BO4 has to offer, man. To me, visually, the best looking map in Zombies history, especially the Underworld. Looks absolutely beautiful. The gauntlets are all so cool. They're my favorite of like the elemental wonder weapons. I absolutely love them. It's hard to pick which one's my favorite, man. They're all so much fun to use and all so really powerful. The shield is amazing. The Pegasus Strike. Man, what is there not to love about Ancient Evil? Like, I know the common debate is whether this or 9 is better. I don't even know why that's a conversation, personally. I think Ancient Evil just blows it out of the water. S tier for me. Absolutely. Absolutely. Going from that to Alpha Omega. Alpha Omega is just like a painfully boring map, man. Like, I was just playing this not too long ago, and man, I made it to like round 20, and I was just so bored. Like, I think opening a Pack-a-Punch is just really... Like, everything about it is just boring. Like, there's just... Like, I think the atmosphere, like, the vibe they were going for, I think it kind of works. But, like, it's just Nuketown again, really, with a bunker underneath, and the bunker doesn't look cool. God, man, I really don't like this map. I really don't. Yeah, I'm putting it there, honestly. BO4's worst, in my opinion. Then we have Togder which is a map that, like, I absolutely hated the first time I played, but one I've actually grown to appreciate a lot, recently. But yeah, visually, again, one of the best looking maps. Yeah, the Tundra Gun and the Wonder Waff on this map are just awful. But I love the Golden Pack-a-Punch. I love the kind of facility they added above, Call of the Dead. I think that's really cool. But, yeah, just the whole vibe and atmosphere to this map I really love. So I'm putting it right there. Perfect B map, in my opinion. Really good. D Machine, on to some Cold War. Yeah, I have a lot of fond memories for D Machine because, it was such a fresh experience playing Cold War at first, and it was super cool. Like, the Megatons are really cool. The DIE machine is really good. Great Wonder Weapon 2. Again, one of my favorites. Elemental. Actually, I wouldn't say that, because some of the, like, the gas one isn't that great or fun to use. Or the fire one. I don't really like using those two. But the other two and the regular version, I do really like using. But yeah, D Machine, man, really good launch map. I think it did a great job at doing what it was supposed to do and just setting up Cold War. Firebase Z, a map that gets a lot of hate, and I just don't really understand why. I've always enjoyed this map, so I think my brain's getting to mush here after an hour of talking about zombies. The invasion rounds, I guess I'll call them. The holdout rounds, whatever you want to call them, I think they're really unique. Mimics or whatever, manglers or whatever in Cold War, kind of overdone. But yeah, Ray K is really cool. Really like the Ray K. Really like the layout of the map. Yeah, cool stuff. I'm going to put it... I'll put it right there. I think that's a good spot for it. Maybe we'll B tier. Then we get to Outbreak in Cold War, which is another thing I'm a really big fan of. Yeah, I just, I haven't played Outbreak in a while, but I remember when it first came out, me just, thinking again, it was just a breath of fresh air and a really cool idea. Too bad, they haven't really improved upon it since, and I haven't played MW3 Zombies, which, I'll say that won't be on the list as well. But, yeah, I think it was really cool. Really, probably definitely the best side mode they ever done in Zombies, but I'm putting it right there, actually. Yeah, just really cool stuff. Then you have Mauer which is the best that Cold War has to offer, in my opinion, and in many others' opinions. The Cerberus is maybe my favorite Wonder Weapon ever. It's awesome. A lot of fun to use. Some of the variants aren't the best, like the Tri-Bolt one, like whoever uses that one. And, the laser one, obviously, actually isn't the greatest either. The Swarm one, really the Swarm variant, and then just the regular version are the best versions of it. But they're amazing. But I'll put Mauer right there. I think that's a good spot for it. Yeah, a lot of fun. A lot of Mauer. Forsaken is another map, man, that the only thing I really like about it is the Crystal Axe, honestly. Like, visually, it looks cool. But it's just like a really poor man's version of Spaceland. Like they did the whole arcade thing, but like none of the games are fun to play. I guess the Nocturne Toad one's pretty cool, but like the DE one is just so confusing because it's literally just you go to that dragon thing from like Outbreak and you just do that, and it's not even near DE at all. And then you have the RCXD ones or whatever. Um, yeah, they really wanted it to be this, this game's Zombie in Spaceland, but they kind of failed with that, I think. And the layout of this map, I think, is pretty terrible. Um, yeah, it's just kind of a bunch of rooms mixed with linked up by teleporters that has no flow whatsoever. Uh, yeah, this map didn't do a whole lot right for me, but man, the Crystal Axe is god tier wonder weapon. I will say that. I'll put Forsaken. I'll put it here. Yeah, not my favorite thing in the world, but again, you can get on and have an alright time playing it. Alright, and is that it? I think that's it. Yeah, other than the Outbreak shit and that. So, yeah, that is going to do it. Take one last look at this tier list. Yeah, I mean, it is just my personal opinion, nothing else. I know people in the zombies community would probably hate it, but it is what it is, man. They can make their own list if they disagree. Man, the B tier is very crowded, but I think it represents. I mean, I really like zombies, so a lot of them should be in B, A, or S, right? But that's gonna do it. Leave your thoughts and opinions down below on what some of your favorite zombie maps are. And yeah, thanks for watching. Catch you guys in the next one. See ya.